It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, maybe 6 points too.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And away we go at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And we'll get a look at their signal caller playing in his 7th season.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the 3rd overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
Play action on first down. It's intercepted on the first play of the game. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons get the football back inside the 45-yard line after the interception. Oh, baby, this stadium was already loud to start this game, Brock. But that play, it's in an absolute uproar now.
And the one thing you want to do as an opposing team is quiet the crowd. Especially as a quarterback, it's your job to quiet that home crowd. But an interception, well, it does nothing but add fuel to the fire. A fever pitch now as the offense takes the field, looking for an early lead.
42. Pennick's gonna throw straight away. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. He's got to gain a 6 there. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Good pickup. They've got 2nd and 4. From the 36. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They motion the tight end over. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Pennick's here from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Penix completes beyond the marker. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line.
I know I can might sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Putting a receiver in motion. A toss now to Robinson. And he doesn't find open space. He only finds a defender who makes the stop. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Young Hui Koo after the field goal from 37 yards in the right hash. The kick by Lutz is good, and that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So Seattle retakes the field for their 2nd series. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memory as they head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? When you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense helped with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the 31. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I'm sure coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10 from the 41. Handoff to Walker from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Staying with Walker. Broke through the tackle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
To throw, here's Darnold. And he overshoots his man. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Man in motion here. 2nd and 10 now. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Walker reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks pull ahead 6-3 in the first. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks take a 4-point lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. This return makes it up to the 25. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. Start out with a 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. That one's complete to London. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First down, ball at the 36. Throwing, Penix. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They get 22 on that one. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Penix now on first down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have 2nd and pretty long here. Trying again following the sack. And he's brought down for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. To the air with Penix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
So with the Falcons set to punt on 4th, on comes Bradley Pinion. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. They'll drive started, 1st and 10. First play of the drive, here's Walker. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's third down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he got this close to midfield before going out. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. They'll go with Walker on the counter. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Running with Walker again. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the play. They can just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
3rd and just 2 to go. They give up the gut to Walker. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Fourth down punt from the Seahawks. And that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Set, 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Pitts brings it in. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out.
That is a textbook first down completion. It sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They go play action. Here's Penix. Continuing to move past the 45. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
Eligible receiver downfield. Offense.
You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them.
Still 2nd down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Throwing from the gun here. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Dude, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
Play action. Here's Penix. Got a man. It's London. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. And again, it's Penix. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Falcons will have a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On first down, here's Penix. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
It's the 2-minute warning now from Atlanta. It's the Falcons with first and 10. Penix here from the gun. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
He has the first over the middle. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons get some late points and the lead. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons push their lead to 3. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's Steven Sims with the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. They've got first down from the 31. Here's Darnold to throw. He's on the move. He's running with it. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're first to 3. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. From the 38. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. He is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Sideline, he's got it, and he gets the feet down too. They get 13 on the pickup, and it sets up Seattle with first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. NFL going to call it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Pick up. They've got 2nd and 4. From the 47. Finds a seam down the middle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They are throwing it again. Cup on the catch. That's the end of 2 in Atlanta. The Falcons really spreading their wings. They're out in front so far. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Kochus now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Falcons and Drake London headed back out onto the field. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. In this drive, 1st and 10. Penix now. It's into the hands of Mooney. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, Penix has him on the quick hitter. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Penix now on 1st down. Escapes the pocket. He keeps it and takes off. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Seahawks get it back after the turnover at the 29. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL. And especially in the second half, you have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
Walker now from the gun. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Stopped on the play by the rookie from Tennessee.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Now an inside give to Walker. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. Darnold. Complete beyond the marker. He's at the 30. touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Myers to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks take a 4-point lead. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stops.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
2nd and 3 now. They go play action here. Fits it through the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and 10 from the 41. Penix working from the gun. He's on the move. Now here he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Penix now to throw. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Robinson. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans ball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run. It may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. He gets 6 on that play, and it's good for an Atlanta first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Well, looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 1st down.
So they'll only need 5 now after that neutral zone infraction penalty. Running it after the penalty. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. They're set up with 2nd and short. Staying with Robinson. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Robinson is in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Coup on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons push their lead to 3. Here's Pinion. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Seahawks and Sam Darnold heading out for their next shot on offense. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. 1st and 10. It's Walker on the give. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get games like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's the Seahawks with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Now they send their back in motion right. That's caught. Here's Zach Charbonnet. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Takes this in at the 25. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Penix looking to pass. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. Trying to find his tight end. So that brings up 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Robinson on the inside give. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportunity.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline, and now their offense gets a chance in a one-score game.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Fair catch called for and made. Looks like that's at the 36-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Seahawks football. The Seahawks good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Walker hauls it in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go with Walker here. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He manages a gain of 8 there. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Finds Smith and Jigba. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Following that big play. It's Walker on the option. And they bring him to a stop, but this run gets him into the red zone down to the 15. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Now Walker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. Throwing here, Darnold. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Well, now this is certainly going to make 2nd and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss. But give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating. And it's going to make it a more difficult now 2nd and goal situation.
Another try following the sack. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Can't you just know as a quarterback there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it? And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost the trust of your coordinator. And now on 3rd down, well, you better do all you can to regain it.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Back to throw it. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks take a 4th quarter lead. Cooper Kupp the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw. Just the right touch. And you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
A chance to take their lead beyond a field goal on this point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Seahawks take a 4-point lead. Kickoff. McLeod now returning it. Returns looking good so far. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. They find themselves down here in the fourth after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. One. Penix here from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
2nd and 10, Penix to throw. Pitts brings it in. And he has them a first down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Give them an even 10 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a first. They go play action. Here's Penix. That one's cut along the left sideline. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I'm not sure, Kate. I'm not sure, you're not sure. Everyone in the building is not sure how you can lose the biggest eligible receiver on the field, but that's exactly what the defense just did.
Well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Back to throw. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he gets this forward to the 19. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Now the give for Bijan. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons have taken the lead late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
To a field goal game. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Has this at the 6. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Seahawks are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Kate. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into a good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Pass complete to Walker.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Here he is to throw. Gets this to Fant. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. To use them, it's 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Here he is to throw. He sends this one to the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So 2nd down coming up.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. 3rd and 3. Staying with Walker. And he cuts it back right. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that 1st down. Well done.
Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. Setting up to pass. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, and so was the defense, and they take him down. There's the timeout. It's one of the last times they could afford to take a sack, and now they're down to maybe their final snap. Attempts coming up here for Jason Myers. Now with just 7 seconds left in the game, we've got a timeout. From the right hash, 52 yards out. And it's on its way and through. He hit it from deep. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, things go a specific way in OT. The next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
They handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. 1st and 10. Penix now. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. This conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawk offense taking the field now. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. first and 10. First throw of overtime now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
This is Walker on second. And he'll take this up to around the 30-yard line. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Now Darnold. Oh, big interception here. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons surprise them with the interception and now have a chance to win this game. You want that ball first in OT, Brock. You get the chance to control your own destiny. But what a stunning turn of events now as that interception gives this team a chance to win it all right here.
That just can't happen. I mean, offensively, that just can't happen. But defensively, I know exactly what those defenders are saying as they're running off the field. Okay, now's your time. Go finish this pick, go win this game, and let's go celebrate in that locker room.
First down. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Here's Robinson. And he'll go down here at the 16. That's good for 7 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. So, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Another carry for Robinson. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Penix working from the gun. And he pulls it in. That's a touchdown and ends this game. So the Falcons defend their building and take the win at home. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. A well-earned win for the Falcons as we say goodbye from Atlanta.